This has to be one of the dumbest reasons why an anime has failed. Because most of the time, right, when an anime fails, it's because the animation is just awful. Like, you just can't even look at it, or the story is just trash and non-existent. Now, I'm not gonna oil this anime. Yeah, wait, whoa. Why'd I say it like that? I'm not going to gas this anime up and say that this was peak fiction. Like, the animation was alright and the story was, you know, interesting enough to keep you watching. But then this guy, which I'm gonna look him up so that way y'all know who I'm talking about. Shigeru Ueda. I'm gonna call him Shigeru. Shigeru, aka the director of this anime, said, you know what, guys? I'm gonna show you guys something you've never seen before. I'm about to experiment and make this a classic. And he low-key did. Okay, this is actually a classical piece of trash, bro. Like, ain't nobody was watching this. So for those of you who don't know, there's an anime out there called Peach Boy Riverside. And I remember when this anime was airing. And I remember watching the first episode, and from the jump, I felt like I was missing something. I couldn't pinpoint exactly what I'm missing, but it felt like there was content before this that I should have seen before we got to this point. However, with context clues, I was able to get by. So in this world, there are demi-humans and orgs and monsters and all that kind of stuff, right? And they are discriminated against humans. And the main character is oblivious of the situation. She didn't realize that, you know, there was such a discrimination, and also that she's on a mission to find this guy who pretty much kills orgs. Based on episode 2, we find out that these orgs are low-key OP and was about to wipe out her main character, but she has this hidden power, which I'm gonna call Peach Power. And the guy she's chasing after also has the power as well. But here's when I knew 100% that something was off. In the second episode, we see Makoto, aka the person our main character Sally is chasing after. He humiliates his org and pretty much takes away her power, and she's later in the jail cell of this town that she was attacking. Now Sally realizes that Makoto was the one that put her in this state, and long story short, she breaks her out of the jail, right? And as they're running away from the captain of the guards, one of the soldiers brings him a horse, but before he could take it, ooh, the whole city gets wiped on some pain type beat. His friends, his family, his home, his job, any place that this man has gone to, the whole city is literally to dust. It is completely obliterated. So I'm like, yo, like that's crazy. Oh my god, this anime is insane. I cannot wait until the next episode to see what happened, because they stopped the episode right there. And after waiting a whole week, the BS I saw, yo, I got pissed. So the next episode, my man's is in a tournament, and Sally and Fro are like walking around this city, and I'm just like, what? What's going on? Did I miss something? And so as I'm watching the episode, I'm assuming they're going to flashback or at least talk about what happened after my man's whole city got destroyed. But nothing, crickets. And you know, I'm not saying that they need to make a whole episode of him grieving or him being lost and not knowing where to go. I don't need them to drag out a whole episode of that. But they at least gotta address it. There is no way my man's had no reaction to when that happened. Like, yo, I wanted to say that. That has to hit home. But she doesn't have a home, so where, it hit him. But not a single peep. Furthermore, I assume Sally and Makoto wouldn't see each other till later on in the series. Because in the beginning, she specifies that she is looking for him. And in anime, 100%, which, okay, I guess not even 100, 99.999% of the time, that person doesn't meet the next episode. That's not something you get till at least midway through the series. But in that episode, she bumps into Makoto. And she also talks to who I assume to be the main villain of this whole series. And so now I'm just kind of like lost. I'm expecting the next episode to clarify what's going on. But y'all would not believe what they showed. There was a reason why I felt like I missed something in the first episode of the show. Because when they showed that next episode, it was... I'm getting upset again. They showed the very beginning of how Sally and Makoto met. And mind you, it wasn't on some, oh, Sally's like sitting on the rock and, you know, remembering the past. Like, no, this was live. I swear, they did this live. So we find out that Sally was a princess. She likes Makoto because she was able to defeat the monsters, and now she wants to chase after him because she wants to go on an adventure with him. But KT, how'd you know it wasn't a flashback? Because they didn't end it in the present. Because when you do a flashback, usually it's the present time reflecting back, and then they go back to the present. There was no present at the end of the episode. It was her Sally in the woods where she met Frau, where episode 1 starts. Like, come on. So now I'm assuming Crunchyroll just messed up, okay? I've never seen Crunchyroll messed up the order of a show or anything like that, but I guess, you know, human error, things happen. So in the next episode, I'm assuming they realized the problem, they fixed it, all right? Because we got to go back to the situation where, you know, Homeboy's town just got blown up. So let's start from there, you know, we just pick up. They go into a new town where a vampire is killing people and they don't address anything that happened in... I'm done. So with all my confusion, I decided to look this up and see what is going on with this anime. And it turns out that it wasn't just some big Crunchyroll error or mistake. No, it turns out that this chronological order thing was on purpose. Remember the director I mentioned before? Shigeru. This man decided to take all the episodes, because they had to produce all the episodes for them to do this. He decided to take all the episodes and pretty much put them in a hat and picked a random episode and just aired it, bro. And when you read the reason why this man did it, it's almost like reading an essay on why you shouldn't watch One Piece, okay? It doesn't make any sense. It's difficult to explain, but the main reason is Peach Boy Riverside manga is still running. The director explained the first and second chapters shift in both perspective and theme, switching from Makoto to Sally's point of view. For an anime, it's easier to follow a story when there's a single main character. Skipping along, the director felt the real start of the story was when Sally met Frau. And then the most BS line I've ever heard in my life. I always wanted to shuffle the timeline. However, it's tricky and the decision is hard to explain to viewers. No shit. Because it makes no sense. What you're telling me makes no sense. Like, this sounds like this was a man that was trying to be creative. You know, he wanted to do something different. Something you guys haven't seen before. Very avant-garde. Something that was edgy and everybody would think is cool. Then, when it failed, he had to come up with an excuse of why he did it. And if they had actually just released the episodes as if they should, nobody wouldn't have been confused. Because the big thing was that people would have been confused when you're going back and forth. But the thing was that nobody was confused when they watched it in the order it was supposed to be. You wouldn't have been confused. You wouldn't have. And also, I don't know why my man is making it seem like going between perspectives is such a hard thing. Like, there is no possible way an anime hasn't done this before. Like, yo, I was upset and confused about this anime, but then I got pissed when I found the reason why that this happened. But again, the anime itself isn't actually, like, bad, you know? Like, it's just the way they decided to drop the episodes. Which, thank you to the people on the internet for dropping the watch order. But yes, this was 100% reason why this anime failed. Again, I'm not trying to say this anime is, like, peak, but you'll be interested in it.